XRP reserves on major cryptocurrency exchanges are falling sharply, and this trend could significantly disrupt market liquidity. In this video, we explore what might be one of the most important shifts in XRP's trading environment. The supply of XRP on exchanges like Binance, Upbit, Coinbase, Bistamp, Kraken, KuCoin, and OKX is dropping across the board. These outflows suggest a growing shortage that could soon turn into a full-scale supply shock. Whale wallets are surging, cold storage activity is rising, and exchange reserves are approaching historic lows. Meanwhile, XRP's price today stands at $2.13, down 3% after Judge Torres rejected Ripple's request to expedite the conclusion of the lawsuit against the SEC. This legal delay is adding short-term pressure on price, but long-term indicators point to a different story. Bitcoin is still holding above $107,000. Ethereum is at $2,430, and altcoins like XLM and HBR are also in the red. But despite the current price action, something big is happening behind the scenes. Let's look at the on-chain data. Binance shows a dramatic fall in its XRP reserves. The blue line on the graph, which tracks reserve volume, has dropped steeply. The same pattern is seen on Upbit, which we've also covered in previous videos. Bistamp, another key exchange, has seen its XRP supply dry up quickly. The report indicates that Coinbase and Bistamp together have lost over 150 million XRP in recent days, 30 million and 126 million respectively. That's not a coincidence. It's part of a wider pattern of accumulation happening across all major exchanges. Data shows consistent withdrawals to cold wallets, especially from Asia and Coinbase, suggesting strategic positioning by large investors rather than random trading behavior. At the same time, addresses on the XRP Ledger containing more than 1 million XRP have surged by over 2,700 in June alone. That's the highest spike in over 12 years. Daily active addresses on the XRP Ledger have jumped to 295,000, up from an average of 35,000 to 40,000 per day. These metrics indicate major movement beneath the surface, even as the price appears stable or under pressure. Meanwhile, macroeconomic and political forces are playing their part. The 90-day tariff pause imposed by Donald Trump is ending soon. Only 13 days remain. As the trade war between the US and China reignites, volatility is likely to spike again. The temporary pauses aren't enough. What's needed is a long-term agreement, not just short-term fixes. A new statement from a White House official describes Bitcoin as digital gold and suggests the US should accumulate as much BTC as possible. That signals a potential policy shift that could support broader crypto adoption. At the same time, Nasdaq has just reached a new all-time high, which may act as a leading indicator for crypto markets. Stocks and crypto remain tightly correlated, so we could see follow-through from this rally. If Nasdaq keeps climbing, altcoins might benefit, especially XRP, which is deeply tied to institutional narratives and cross-border utility. Now, let's go back to the core topic, exchange reserves. This is where things get intense. On Binance, XRP reserves have dropped to new lows, and that's not speculation. It's recorded in real-time data. Screenshots confirm that XRP liquidity is drying up. The logic is simple. Less supply on exchanges, with rising demand and strategic positioning, leads to upward price pressure. A lower available float, especially for an asset with a finite cap and institutional backing, tends to spark violent price action. However, XRP is a unique case. Despite the supply drop, price hasn't responded yet, largely due to manipulation and legal uncertainty. But history tells us that these kinds of setups, tight supply, increasing accumulation, cold wallet withdrawals, whale activity, often precede major moves. Whether it happens this week, this month, or later depends on multiple factors, but the groundwork is clearly being laid. The question remains. Are we heading into the long-anticipated XRP supply shock? The data says yes. The only unknown is the timing. If accumulation continues at this pace, and if exchange liquidity remains limited, then the breakout might come sooner than expected. Watch the whales, follow the supply metrics, and stay alert. Because this isn't just another cycle. This is a structural shift in how XRP is being positioned globally.